Welcome to the Bros Before Elbows podcast with your hosts, Anthony
and Tommy Masano.
Bringing you rumors, recaps, predictions, and more all the way from the top rope and all the way from PDX and PHX. But this specific transatlantic, beautiful podcastness is actually brought to you by some great people. And let me tell you about these people. So this episode,
I thought we were going to do banter first, man. I think we were going off the rails here, man.
Hey,
First the countdown was 5, 4, 7, 8. You went out of order. Then we nixed the recording. The timer's going on right now, I'm sure. But wacky week. What's going on in Portland, man? What's before we jump into everything?
Oh man, craziness. Let's see. Played some shows. Played a show last week in Eugene, which was actually my first show that I got to play out of the city of Portland since I've moved here.
Moving out of your bubble.
Moving out of the bubble, man. It felt real good. So it was my second show with Goldfoot, and it was the first show that I've played outside of the city. We played late. We played around 1 a.m. in the morning, and we were trying to keep the spirit of the Portland Trailblazers alive after that 0.9-second shot from Damian Lillard. Oh, my God.
Joey Styles appeared in your bedroom and announced it.
Man. Dude, Joey Styles showed up at that bar, man. As soon as that shot hit, I freaked out, and all I could say was, oh, my God, repeatedly, like 50 times.
Oh, man,
what an exciting moment in time that was, because it was, man, it was that.
It was like a perfect, I don't know, it was a perfect apex of everything that hit. Like the Rockets went up with like a half a second left, and the Portland came back and they could have do a 2 to tie it, and then nailed a 3 to win it.
Oh man,
crazy, ballsy. You gotta love sports.
That really is the 1-2 kick out, you know what I mean? That is the ultimate kick out, dude. And that's, if somehow you could kick out and then the person that you're kicking out of from gets knocked out and then you get the pin immediately, that's pretty much how that works.
Yeah, it was the Rockets versus Trailblazers 1-2 kick out, hit the fin, and the Blazers hit their finisher, and it was like, oh my God, they played like a diamond cutter out of nowhere or something.
And you know what? It was so smooth, dude. Damian Lillard shot that 3 from like 3 feet behind the 3-foot line, dude. The fish gets bigger every time, but damn, that was it, dude. You point not. What do? He ran to the 3-point line and just barely even grabs the ball, and as he's like grabbing the ball, he shoots it. And that was
like
it.
It was under a second left. It was 0.9, I think. It was like less than a second. Can you imagine how like 1 second? Count that in your head, and like you shoot it and you hit
done.
Done. Yeah, you're done. That's amazing. Yeah, amazing. But
Oh
okay.
man, so that was exciting. So the show was good. We tried to bring the excitement of the Blazers through the gig. But we also have a new show coming up this Friday. I think it's this Friday, May 10th. May 10th, we're going to be in Eugene. Goldfoot's going to be in Eugene playing the Willamette Valley Music Fest. So if you are listening to this podcast and you live in Eugene, come check out Goldfoot. Super fun dance rock, funk rock, you name it.
If you like pro wrestling and if you like music, and who doesn't like music, then you should go check them out. And if you're in the northwest portion of the United States, go check it out. It's a whole music festival.
Absolutely. It's gonna be good stuff. Beyond that, prepping for the wedding, which is always good. You can do some taste testing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And let's see, we got a lot of these details ironed out. We got our photographer, we got our caterer, we got the DJ guy, we got.
You and Liz are like the Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. They're playing their wedding on Total Divas. So like people who like pro Bros Before Elbows can follow along with your wedding, and people who like Total Divas can follow along with the Brie and Daniel wedding. So if you're into pro wrestling weddings, I mean, this is a good podcast to listen to right now.
Absolutely. Hey, love is in the air.
Love is in there. Spring, man. Spring.
Man, spring out here is beautiful. It's wacky. Let me tell you why. In like 10 minutes, it rains and it gets all stormy and there's like thunder and lightning. 10 minutes later, the sun is out, and then another 10 minutes, it's like raining out of nowhere with no clouds in the sky, and then 10 minutes later, everything is like in bloom.
Very schizophrenic weather. Okay.
It's so crazy, but it's so beautiful, man. I look at the weather quite a bit, and I'm like, oh man, it's like 50s here and like 60s, and I look at Phoenix and it's like 2 million.
Yeah, I love that baked, man. This is so good, man. You get to wear less clothes, just go out there for your speedo and just walk around and go do your garden, man. Because it's really hot out right now. It's almost 100.
Dang.
But I love the heat because I hate the cold. So, but now,
There you go.
each their own. Gotta do the thing. But
Hey, that's very true, man.
so true. But you know what else is good? A new sponsor for Bros at Four Elbows. A new partnership, I should say.
Here we go. We're gonna tag them in right now.
Yeah, tag in.
Here's the
Okay, you
hot tag.
Me. Get the hot tag.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hitting the hot tag. So check this out. So this specific episode of the Bros Before Elbows show, episode 15, by the way, after Cinco de Mayo. So whatever. What is it?
Seis de Mayo celebration.
Seis de Mayo celebration. There we go. Bust open that Tecate.
Okay, but besides Tecate being our sponsor, our other sponsor is...
The other sponsor is, there's an upcoming documentary, The Forefathers of Portland Wrestling. So this is a feature-length documentary with the historic roots of Portland wrestling and the Pacific Northwest Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's a video series. So check out this project. There's a lot more on Kickstarter. So check out the Kickstarter at Forefathers of Portland Wrestling and YouTube at Legit Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, super cool company up in the Northwest. They're trying to get a documentary up and going, and they already have a bunch of stuff on their YouTube. They look up on Facebook, too. I think it's under Portland Wrestling. But, yeah, check them out. They're a good project, good old-school documentary about NWA, NW, National Wrestling Alliance, yeah. So it's a bunch of old-school stuff. Check out their YouTube. Check out their Kickstarter. Go support them. And they're working off our show, so definitely support them.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to make a mental note here. I want to put a plug on there of one of their videos on our page. So
yeah,
people
put it
can,
on our Facebook page. Put it up on the page.
Yeah, we'll even tweet the link too, so you can tweet it to your friends. Let's get the word out on this, man. I love being in the Pacific Northwest. So when this opportunity popped up, this is cool. This is fun.
It's fun stuff. You know what else is fun? Mother's Day, which is coming up, which leads us into the question of the day. Question of the day. Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday. Let's say you as a pro wrestling fan are invited to the McMahon household. What do Vince, Shane, Stephanie buy Linda for Mother's Day? So think about that. Let it meander, marinate, and we'll answer that at the end of the show. What will Miss Linda McMahon get for Mother's Day from her kids and her loving husband, Mr. McMahon?
Vinnie Mac.
Vinnie Mac, the genetic jackhammer.
Triple H should be added to this list too, because he's technically.
Gosh, he used to be a horrible son-in-law. Maybe we'll add Triple H to the list at the end.
Man.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Raw or Extreme Rules first? What are you thinking?
So I didn't get Raw, and here's why. So first up, I don't have cable anymore. I got rid of cable TV.
Okay, well, that's a big thing holding you back from Raw, but you got it on the YouTube and the WWE.com.
Here's what confuses me, though, because I love the WWE Network. I can totally rely on it for pay-per-views. But even when it comes to, like, watching Raw, I thought you could watch full episodes of Raw on it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just such a dummy that I can't find it on the website or the app or on any of the devices that we freaking have. I cannot find any episodes, or even really, I'm really just looking for recent episodes of Raw. And maybe the show's so long they can't archive it or something, but either way, it makes it tough for me to catch up on that. And I'm not able to catch up on TNA, because I don't have cable no more.
Well, let's take a shot, because we do mention TNA in the Before Elbows show. It's already been like on 10 minutes in.
So far behind.
No! Wait for that TNA network to come on and get your rabbit ears or something. I don't know what they're gonna do at the TNA network. But for Raw, here's what I'm hearing: that the WWE is in between TV deals right now. Right now they're with Universal and USA Network and Sci-Fi, but they're looking to go on another network like Spike or like Fox Sports or some. I heard even A&E or AMC or something like that going on a different channel. So they're like shopping their TV deals. They're shopping Raw, shopping SmackDown. So I think that's one of the reasons why they can't put Raw on the network yet, is because they're not sure who's going to be their partner. Are they going to stick with USA, or are they going to jump to a different cable channel? So I think that's where they're in a little thing. I think there's some Raws from like February, but I don't think they put anything up since then. But I haven't checked the network then. Yeah, so the best thing is WWE.com and YouTube, I guess, to catch up on the brief videos that they put up there. But
and
yeah,
that's
so
that's what I got to check is the WWE.com. But either way, I did watch Extreme Rules, and oh my goodness, man, what a great pay-per-view overall. That's nutty.
I thought it was good, man. Especially following up against WrestleMania 30, like that was like huge shoes to fill, and I think Extreme Rules held its own compared to comparisons. I mean, it can't be as good as WrestleMania 30, but I thought it was still pretty.
There was still some solid matches, man. Like I thought it was cool that they did the triple threat with RVD, Cesaro, and Jack Swagger.
Okay,
that felt good to me. That felt like a good match to have.
All right, you didn't. Here's what I heard. It was supposed to be just a triple threat match, and they turned to a triple threat match elimination because Jack Swagger didn't kick out in time. So he botched it, and he didn't kick out in time on something. So they had to advance it on the fly and make it like a elimination match. It was supposed to be just a straight triple threat match.
Ah, freaking Swagger, you dummy!
Swagger,
you dunce! What a boat anchor! Here's a new character. It's Boat Anchor Swagger.
Boat Anchor Swagger. Oh man, just bringing everything down, man.
Oh my goodness, man! Come on, oh man. And you know what? Something did seem weird. Now that I think back, watching the match, RVD pins him, or somebody pins him.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a moment. There really is like a good 2 or 3 seconds of confusion. Of what? And then Jack Swagger's been eliminated. Okay.
Yeah, he hits a 5-star spot flash for the pinfall, and Swagger just gets rolls out and just awkwardly walks to the back. And it's okay, let's keep going. And the announcers didn't know what to say either. And I think it was a botch from Swagger. I think they're saying he was supposed to kick out and he didn't kick out, and he forgot or something. He was smoking.
Oh my gosh,
green grass or something.
And you wonder why. And some wrestlers think, why not me?
Why is Jack Swagger on the pay-per-view spot right now, not me?
But you know what? Here's why I thought it was good resolve. I thought it was good resolve because for me right now it makes the most sense to sidebar Swagger from here on out. Mm-hmm. He's had his run. He started his run in his goof ups with WrestleMania. Yeah, with the ADR thing where he got busted, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then his character's kind of he still had this semi-quasi push, which Cesaro was the only reason why
was carrying him. Yeah,
was carrying him. And then now finally we can resolve that Cesaro's his own thing. RVD. I thought it was a great match between those two. And then now Swagger just awkwardly rolls off because that's a great metaphor for him not knowing his place.
Awkwardly rolling off, summing up Jack Swagger and his future prospects for the summer in WWE.
As soon as he gets back behind the curtain, they're probably looking at him like, "Dude, what are you doing? What?
Dude, he probably totally got chewed out, man."
Oh my God, go home, go home, just go home. You cannot be here right now, dude.
Don't go to the locker room. Don't shower. Just go home in wrestling boots,
dude. Just leave, please. Oh, Boat Anchor.
Good old Boat Anchor Swagger. But okay, the next one on Raw though, Cesaro and RVD have a little rematch, and Cesaro snaps and beats up RVD and gets disqualified. So do you think?
What?
Yeah, he it was a weird disqualification too because he kept hitting him with punches, and the referee said he counted to 5, and he kept punching him. So it was just they stopped the match, and it was a weird disqualification there too. So. Do you think RVD and Cesaro maybe have a little feud, with Paul Heyman in the middle kind of thing? Or do you think...
I feel that's appropriate.
Yeah.
In a former Paul Heyman guy versus a new Paul Heyman guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that angle.
I think they could have some good chemistry in the ring because there's some completely different styles. Because Cesaro has all the power moves and RVD has his little ninja kicks.
Well, I think RVD can appear faster with Cesaro as his opponent. And Cesaro can look really powerful, as if he doesn't already. Tossing RVD around. So I really do those two. I really do think those two have a very good in-ring chemistry. So I want to check that match out. I want to see that on .com.
Yeah, let's just weave in this Raw, weave in the Extreme Rules as we plot along here. So, okay, next night on Raw, so Rusev versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi loses, spinning side slam, the accolade for the win. If you're okay, so if you're booking Rusev, you want to book him against like Mark Henry or against another powerhouse next, or you want to keep him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him against Ryback, actually. If you want to test the waters with a big guy, test him with the ultimate litmus test.
The Ryback?
Mm-hmm.
The Ryback litmus test. Is he going to be a Ryback? Is he going to be an Albert? Is he going to be a...
Dude, what the hell happened to Albert? He's gone.
He's doing like the post matches now.
Tensai's gone, dude.
He's Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea's gone.
Sweet Tea, it's it's not time for Sweet Tea. It's just announcing. I think he's announcing for NXT too, but
Ooh, not bad. NXT is cool, man. Sidebar. That's a man. Now no cable TV, dude. It's like WWE Network all the time.
There you go, man. Yeah, there you go. I like it, man. I think they're doing a good job.
Absolutely.
Brodus Clay's down in NXT.
He is, dude. I saw the match between him and Adrian Neville.
Yeah. It's a pretty good feud. I think it's good because like Brodus Clay is a huge monster dude, and Neville's like a super high flyer.
Yeah, I think it works out well.
Brodus Clay still can't wrestle though.
Nah, he's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
He'd be a great wrestler if he could wrestle. Okay, moving on. Back to Extreme Rules. Hey, Bad News Barrett, get a title shot, get a win,
and he does, man. Good for him. A lot of people responded to him well. They really did. And I thought, if anything, I would be satisfied either way, to tell you the truth. If Big E would have retained, I'd been cool with that. It would have sucked for Barrett because why the big push? But Barrett winds up winning. And he winds up winning in kind of a cool way. He he really gets a good dig and a good dive in on his bullhammer.
Yeah. You're coming around to the bullhammer submission, the punch or the elbow.
I always thought that was cool, dude. A giant elbow to the head.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Elbows will cut you open, dude.
True. But man, what about Big E, man? He hasn't we sound like he won the title from Chris Axel, and I can't really judging his reign, his title reign. I can't remember really having any feuds or having like good title defenses. What happened, man?
I don't know. I thought he was gonna do I really thought there was gonna be a big push with him and Mark Henry. Because those two got together, and I was ranting and raving on how cool that team was, because I thought cool, you have the Intercontinental Champ and you have a powerhouse like Henry. That's a great duo. That's going to make Big E look bigger. Mm-hmm. They never went anywhere with it. They never did anything with it. So, again, this just kind of shows the backhanded, punk slap to freaking the Intercontinental title, where it's like, you can't tease us like that. If you, the problem is this. Big E's a badass, dude. I've always thought he was a badass, and I thought he'd be a really, really good Intercontinental title holder because he'd be able to defend it. He'd be able to actually do cool stuff with it. But WWE consistently shoots itself in the foot. It's like, I got a really, really good idea for 2 weeks, and then I'm done. I'm over that idea. It's like they have ADD with this belt, with this title. So it's like they're either doing this poop shuffle around with this belt where they're just putting it on random people just to kind of keep the wheels of it moving, somewhat like they're doing with the U.S. title after 300 and something days. But it's like, what are they doing? The long story is this. It's terrible that Big E doesn't have it anymore because he was booked horribly through his whole tenure or time of having that belt. So I really hope now that Barrett has it, which is cool because he got his makeover, his repackage, I hope they do something with it.
Yeah. So on the next night on Raw, rematch, and Bad News Barrett beats Big E by pinfall. This time Barrett, Big E went for a power slam and he went for the beginning, but Barrett counters with an eye rake. He scratches his eye, the ref didn't see it, then he hits the bullhammer for the win. So I don't know, maybe some teasing more of a heelish Barrett. Maybe he'll be that kind of defender. Maybe he'll start breaking some more rules to get him over as a heel, I guess. But I think they made a really big deal out of the tournament, and have Barrett working his way through the tournament, and they had the little bracket, and they did that on Raws and SmackDowns, and it was really cool. And so they built up Barrett nicely. So now to see what they do with him afterwards. See if I think. I think they should put him in a feud of Big E still. Maybe go back and forth for another pay-per-view and have them actually like get on the mic against each other, do like little like vignettes against each other, something to keep the belt like in focus and make it seem important still.
Absolutely. I think yes. Keep it important. But don't make him win in cheap ways. That pisses me off. Nothing pisses me off more. Nothing grinds my gears more than like a cheap win, like a cheap heel win. That is the dumbest. Man, that's like the freaking the flower on your shirt that squeezes water in your eye, man. That's like the oldest trick in the freaking book.
Hey, Doink loved that. Rest in peace, Doink. He loved that. He loved that flower on the shirt.
But the hand buzzer, you know, I can clearly see you have a stack of quarters in your palm that's probably going to shock me. Like,
I see you really don't got my nose, crazy uncle who claims to take my nose. I'm a 30-year-old man now. I don't fall for that trick anymore, sir.
Yeah, it's silly. So if he wins, I hope it's not. I hope it's not through cheap wins. If you want to bring prestige to the title, to the the Intercontinental title, your champion, whether he's good or bad, has to defend it by submission or pinfall. No cheap tricks. We've seen that card played out a million times, and it just pisses everybody off. That's what makes it stupid. It's like, oh, I'm just defending this title. Ooh, no one can take it from me because I'm cheaper than you. It's like, no.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense of Barrett character. He's supposed to be a bare knuckle brawler, bad news giver. So I mean, why would he start cheating now? He didn't like really cheat at all through the tournament. He just uses like cool moves and his like European style wrestling and his bullhammer to get through the tournament and to win the title. Extreme Rules. Why on Monday Night Raw does he have to cheat now to beat Big E? That doesn't make sense actually.
And to me, it kind of like it slaps everybody else in the face that was in that tournament, because now it's like, oh, we put the title on this guy, but we're just gonna let this title float along. We're not gonna give a crap about it. So everybody else that fought for it doesn't freaking matter because this guy's winning in such cheap ways. That I don't know, man. That's just crumbling breadcrumbs all over somebody's bed sheets. That's just unnecessary and uncomfortable.
Has this happened to you before? Is this like a common occurrence? The old breadcrumbs on the bed sheets trick?
Man, a couple of day old thing of French bread, man. That thing crumbles like glass.
Yeah, man, that's rough, man. That's like stepping on Legos in the middle of the night, man. This is like walking over broken glass. Yeah, walking over the fire coals right there.
Breadcrumbs are really hard to get out too, man. It's like confetti.
Yeah, that's a double. That's a double shot because not only does it hurt you while you're trying to get comfortable in your comfortable spot, but you have to clean it up afterwards, and they tend to spread really fast.
It's very true.
The Bros Before Elbow show does not support putting breadcrumbs in your friend's bed.
No breadcrumbing.
Yeah,
no breaking
like
bread
nuclear.
with your friends.
That's like goes too far, man. It's pressing the big red button and like it goes too far. It goes too far, too fast.
Too far, too fast. No means no.
Breadcrumbs. Anyway, how are we doing on time right now?
We are about 25 minutes in, so why don't we take a quick little break?
Yes.
Because now is a good little breather time. And we will come back and we'll continue on with the Extreme Rules. We still got to go over Bray Wyatt and Cena, and we still got to go over the Kane and Daniel Bryan match. So
and
the Divas.
Shield versus Evolution, dude.
And Shield and Evolution, absolutely. So still a lot to go over. So yeah, we will be right back. Thanks for listening to the Bros Before Elbows podcast. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search Bros Before, the number 4, Elbows. We would love to keep the conversation going with wrestling, so send us your thoughts and feedback. Email us at brosbefore, the number 4, elbows, @gmail.com. All right, welcome back, you fellow elbow droppers.
You fellow elbow droppers. Don't elbow drop your mother, though. Get her a nice gift. Flowers. Some gift card, maybe. A massage. Something like that.
Embrace with love. That's the best thing. That's it. That's what Mother's Day is all about, you know?
Yeah.
Love your mother.
Yeah, love your mama, like Brodus Clay.
Straight up.
Can call your mama like Brodus Clay on Mother's Day. Yeah, there you go.
You should frequently call your mama.
You see the Mr. T video they uploaded on YouTube for WWE?
No, no, no.
It's during his Hall of Fame speech, Mr. T like basically went off on like a tangent, talk about thanking his mother and how he celebrates his mother on Labor Day and like Independence Day and Valentine's Day and even on Father's Day he calls his mom or something like that. He's like, it's just a copy out to how Mr. T is like the biggest mama's boy ever, and it's just like he did like a cool like remix on the WWE's YouTube channel saying like Happy Mother's Day for Mr. T, or just like interplayed his speech and just like remixed it a little bit. And it's pretty funny. But so go check that out if you guys get a chance.
That's funny. Maybe I'll send that email to Mom if she knows how to open up her email.
That would be awesome. Yeah, if our mom could figure out how to open up email, then yeah, that'd be send it a text video file, man. That'd like just like that'd be awesome.
Mom, I sent you a video on Instagram. What?
Yeah, let's start an Instagram account for Mom. That'd be awesome.
Gosh, that's funny.
All right. Anyway, you know what was awesome? Extreme Rules match, Shield versus Evolution. Might have been the match of the year, dude. So far, 6-man tag, and it just went to chaos pretty quickly.
ECW, 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 ECW. Man, I have not seen a dude jump off the entryway since ECW.
Seth Rollins, dude, pulling a New Jack, man.
That's exactly what I thought, dude. I think he hurt himself pretty bad. I don't know. He was holding himself afterward, but that was like
he needs to get like chaos. A vacuum cleaner and start vacuuming up the middle of the ring like New Jack. Because dude, like freaking at 187 Seth Rollins, man, it was. Dude, that was intense. Did you see like the fan shot video from like a fan cam, like from someone like sitting there? Oh man, I think I retweeted it or something. It was on CageSideSeats.com, which you can also find this podcast at. And it was just someone from sitting like right above like where Seth Rollins walks by him and then jumps over the railing. And oh my god, it just looks so it's scary, man. It's because it's like from the fans' point of view, and he's sitting like around the rail where Seth Rollins like jumped off of, and he got it like on his iPhone or something.
Oh man, that's freaky.
Intense, man. Yeah, intense. And it shows Dean Ambrose falling down the stairs and getting thrown down the stairs by Triple H and Orton. Oh man, what a good match, man. What a really good match, but
and it was won with a spear,
a spear and a Superman punch by Roman Reigns. A Batista dad, man. He had a beard on, but he took the pin. He did
have a beard.
He did have a manly beard. I don't know, Batista dad. He's had the skinny jeans. He has the nose ring. Nice. Here's beards are in style. So Batista dad's rocking a beard now.
Dang, dude, he's going old school, man.
And he's going manly man.
Manly man, dude. Freaking old school lumberjack.
He just wants to hang out with you, man. He knows you're up in the Northwest. He wants to come out and just drink some beers with you and play some Xbox with you.
Yeah, you want to drink some craft beer.
What does Batista dad know about craft beer? He thinks Coors Light's craft beer. Batista dad don't know.
I got these Coors Banquets.
I heard it's the banquet beer.
Oh man, that's funny. But that was such a killer match, though, man. All 6 dudes.
Mm-hmm.
They all
get snaps. They all get the taps, man. Dap, man. It was a great match, man. The Shield, dude, they can like never have like a bad 3-man match, man. And they definitely brought the best out of Evolution, man. They like threw it back in the time machine, and Evolution rocked it like it was 2004, not 2014, man.
Man. Dude, I'm just thinking like of little cool things I saw in the match. Like Dean Ambrose does this thing now where he like dips backward on the middle rope and then launches himself forward again. So I'm just like thinking of little things that I saw that were just like, you know, kind of a good shakeup, you know, a really good shakeup to the normal routine of hit your move, hit your spot, hit your move, you know.
Yeah, man. Just good, dirty, hardcore wrestling, man. Yeah, everyone showed up, man. Ending was good.
Dang, I just can't get over that flying freaking Rollins dive.
Flying Rollins dive, man. Oh, gosh, that was insane, dude. Yeah, it says Orton tosses Ambrose down some stairs, and Triple H takes out Rollins. Triple H and Orton make their way down the stairs and put him in the cement wall and some railing. Rollins goes flying from the upper level of the stands and takes out Triple H and Orton. Holy S. That's a play-by-play from CageSideSeats.com, man. It was insane, man, dude. Seth Rollins, man. Yeah, he used to be viewed as the weak link, maybe. I think he went from like the he was the NXT champion before the Shield got called up. And then, like, when the Shield got called up, it was kind of Dean Ambrose kind of took center stage because he was so great on the mic. And then Roman Reigns had his time where he's just an all-out beast, athletic freak who just hits all the power moves. Now Seth Rollins is kind of finding his niche, dude, as the tactician, as the crazy guy who flies over the ropes. And, man, I'm just excited for all three of these dudes.
Man, they can't break up.
I know.
They can't do it now.
Like 2 months ago, we were talking about, I can't wait for the Shield to break, guys. Have a cool singles run, blah, blah, blah. Now you just like, no, stay together forever, please. You guys are so freaking cool. Little wrinkles to your game, and they just add little things like that, like the suicide died off the rails, man. Crazy.
Dude, the Shield is so sick.
Yeah, it's like the coolest faction since like DX, NWO. I can't think of anyone in between that.
And you know what? As a faction, each of them, just as you mentioned, they all have their own characteristics that work so well within the team.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's like the perfect team, man. That's like if you were like building like a team, you need that like balance. You need like what someone's not good at something else, the other guy picks up the slack in that area. What someone else is like everyone like balances it out, man. It's like perfect.
Dang, gosh, man, that was just a cool match. And then the next night on Raw, what happened?
Next night on Raw, Dean Ambrose gets booked in a 20-man battle royal for the U.S. title. The winner of the battle royal gets the U.S. title, and of course, it comes down to Ambrose and Sheamus, and Sheamus bro kicks Ambrose over the top. So Sheamus is your new U.S. title holder. Ambrose is pretty pissed that he lost the title that way in a battle royal because it was kind of like that's like losing like by the lottery or something, you know? It's like not really like a fair fight. So he lost by that. And then Triple H comes out and says, "Hey, your guys' your Shield's luck has run out. Later tonight, you guys are facing the Wyatts in a 3-on-3 match in the main event of Raw." So it's Shields versus the Wyatt family. I think it's the fourth time they wrestled together, and it was a really good match. Then Shield was getting the upper hand, and then Evolution music hits, distracts the Shield. The Wyatts win. What happened? Wyatt's try to take advantage, but they can't. Rollins, Ambrose take out Orton and Batista. Harper and Rowan for double suicide dive. Reigns with a Superman punch to Triple H, which gives them time for Wyatt to recover, and hits the sister Abigail for the win. So Triple H distracts Roman Reigns. Bray Wyatt hits the Abigail on him. And then after the match, the Evolution just beats the crap out of the Shield again. Triple H gets the pedigree on Reigns, RKO on Reigns, triple power bomb onto Reigns. A lot of beating up on Reigns. It seems like they're singling him out. So I think they singled out Ambrose at the beginning of the match, the beginning of Raw, by putting him in the battle royal and having him get beat up by a bunch of people. Then at the end, they kind of singled out Reigns and just pedigree, triple power bomb, RKO combination. So I guess the Evolution Shield is going to have this feud's not over.
And you know, this could set up Rollins really well too, because if they haven't really beat him up, and he's seen that Ambrose and Reigns have been targeted, this could be a perfect opportunity for him to really show like his sneakiness. You know, like really thinking 10 steps ahead of Evolution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe they'll strike back on SmackDown. Maybe they'll save it for Raw next week. But this feud, I think it's good, man. I think it's a really good feud. It's cool seeing the Shield feud of people who are kind of like on their level. I mean, they're kind of getting raised up, man, because it's like all Evolution's like all former world champions. So
absolutely, this is huge.
It's huge for the Shield. So they're getting over, and they're faces now. So it's kind of cool to see them as having their face run. Because their first like 18 months on the roster, are just badass heels who just kick the crap out of everyone. Now they're kind of faces, and they're kind of getting the crap beaten out of them. And see how they come back. Should be interesting.
Man, they can't break up, dude.
Yeah, so they can't break up. Super excited to see how they progress over the summer and what they do with the Shield, because this is the coolest faction ever, man. And the thing that's different about I was thinking like other factions like DX, the Horsemen, NWO, Evolution, they're mostly like veterans when they formed. Shawn Michaels, Triple H were kind of both like veterans. Four Horsemen, they're always veterans. NWO, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, all veterans. But these Shield's basically NXT rookies when they came up, dude. No one really knew much about them, and they've just grown into their spots like on the fly, by the seat of their pants, and they've passed the flying colors. So it makes them extra cool in my book.
What's the pay-per-view after this one?
Payback.
Okay.
And you know where it's in? It's in Chicago. And you know who's from Chicago?
CM Punk, Chipmunk Punk.
Chipmunk Punk. CM Monk.
CM Monk.
Yeah, CP Monk.
Will not be there.
Yeah.
Or maybe he is.
He'll get some chance, man. Maybe he'll be the fourth member of Evolution.
What?
I don't know. What? I'm tossing out there. What if like the Shield and Evolution have a match at say they have a match at a Payback, a pay-per-view, and like if Shield Evolution said they're gonna have a fourth member come down and help them out, and it's a CM Punk.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, dude. I really don't know how I'd feel. It'd be cool because he'd be back, but I don't know how I'd feel about that.
It would be just like a really big swerve because, you know, CM Punk like, hates Triple H, and I can't see CM Punk walking around in a suit like Evolution, but
I don't see that. I don't know.
Just something to toss out and to put on a message board and just rumor about.
I think if CM Punk comes back, he's going to come back with Raven.
What you think my idea is off the wall, but you bring up Raven. I think he's gonna restart the flock with Billy Kidman and Saturn.
Why not, dude? Yeah, dude, bring back Perry Saturn. That guy's cool.
And Moppy,
dude.
Okay. On that note, so Bray Wyatt, going back to Extreme Rules, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in a steel cage match. What do you think of this match? I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this. I saw the ending, I saw some in the beginning, but a lot of people hate it because they didn't think Bray Wyatt won clean enough. A lot of people love it because Bray Wyatt won. Anthony Masano, what are your thoughts on this?
Didn't win clean enough.
What
the hell?
To pin Cena, I don't know.
That was there wasn't enough sweat in the match. There wasn't enough I don't know, elbow drops. That's silly, man. He won. He's gonna win however he's gonna win. I thought the match was great. Because one, it really put Cena against it really seems like he's in this cage and it's almost like everybody against him. You know, you got the Wyatts on the outside, you got Bray in the middle, or Bray
fans
in the cage.
Against him.
And even fans against John Cena because they're like, they don't give a crap that Rowan and Harper are on the outside and constantly trying to keep Cena inside the cage.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but like, man, it was, but it was cool to see Cena take out each of the members in certain ways, in different ways. Like it was cool when Harper went up, when Harper went up and he like climbed the cage and him and Cena had like a punch out, and then Cena winds up punching Harper and he like falls off, or they somehow get on like the top of the rope or whatever, but he falls off and like he's out for the next like 5 minutes or whatnot, but he's inside the ring. So when he would try to interfere with Bray, Cena would be able to counter and take out Harper, and he'd be able to do a move on Bray Wyatt too. So it really showed that like Cena can hold his own, that he can do his own. And then Eric Rowan climbs the cage, and this was freaky, dude. He like Cena grabs him by the beard, and he gets a chunk of beard out of him. It was like a piece of beard, red beard in the cage links, and I was like, oh man, dude, he got his beard. Oh no.
Got his Nerf beard, dude. Oh my god.
Oh man, it was crazy, but that was cool too because they had a battle, and it was just kind of cool how he knocks out Eric Rowan, and he's passed out. So he's passed out on the top of the cage, just kind of hanging on both sides of it. And then you have Eric Rowan in the middle, or Luke Harper in the ring knocked out. And then you had Bray Wyatt, who was pretty beat up. He took an AA from the like top rope, or the middle rope. So there was some great spots, man, some good spots. And then he winds up winning because Bray Wyatt winds up winning because this little kid that has this freaky deep voice starts singing the song and freaking out John Cena, and then he, lights turn off, lights turn on. It's this kid or it's all dark and stuff, and this kid singing the song. It shows the kid's all all freaky looking. Cena's all freaked out 'cause some kid with a deep voice is like singing at him or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like really mind screwing him, you know?
Yeah.
Lights kick back on. Sister Abigail gets hit. Boom. So it was a great match for ring psychology and to really show that Cena is still not a force to be reckoned with. You know, even though he can lose a match, that's fine. But how he lost wasn't by a pin, wasn't by a submission. I guess it's he didn't win cleanly. Whatever. He freaking won because he mind screwed him. That's the whole point. The whole point.
I think that's even better. I think that's kind of like better. Yeah. Not only he did beat you physically, he beat you mentally, dude. Like Bray Wyatt, a guy who just came up like a year ago, maybe in August, maybe not even a year ago. He just mind screwed John Cena to a win. I think that's even better than like just beating him 1, 2, 3 in the middle almost, right?
Absolutely, because that's what makes it more challenging. That's the classic hero-villain story, you know? It's like you have to have the villain give the hero a challenge that the hero doesn't think they can overcome. That's what makes it so wonderful.
Yeah. Like at the counterpoint, you're arguing, you did an awesome play-by-play of what happened to the kid. Do you think if you have 3 dudes, you should be able to beat up 1 dude, right? So I think you're making Cena look too strong or making the Wyatts look incompetent, not being able to like finish Cena off faster, right? Or I think that's what people were arguing, that Cena was like, the only reason he lost was because that kid. Like if that kid wasn't there, he would have walked out and he would have beat all 3 Wyatt members by himself, which is kind of like, I don't know. It's like kind of like you can't be that strong, man, right? It kind of makes the Wyatts look weak in a way. I'm just like giving devil.
Yeah, no, that's a good perspective. That is a good perspective, but I don't think there would have been resolve. I think if Cena would have just left the cage, it just would have been like, cool, you escaped the cage, but you didn't beat him by pinfall, you didn't beat him by submission. So even though you walked out of the match and you won, technically. You didn't break the curse that's in your head, you know. It's like, oh, I was just able to walk out, you know. I don't know, but I think the bigger point is that Bray Wyatt is winning through mind submission and not like physically making you submit, you know.
Yeah. Where do you go with this, man? Because this had the cage match, they had the WrestleMania match, they had a cage match. Like, what could you do at the next pay-per-view to like how do you up the ante even more? I don't know. What? That's what WWE is figuring out right now up in Connecticut. At their no pitchforks there lately. No one's starting to burn them down lately because they've been on fire since WrestleMania. So they're comfortable.
People are like planting and helping rebuild. You know, like gardening.
Yeah. Like doing their like chores for them. Like cleaning up, washing their cars.
More iced tea, sir.
That's
a great question, though, man. I don't.
I'm stuck. I guess they could do Hell in a Cell, maybe, but
only if you can go on the top of the cage and bust through it.
There you go. If he does an AA and Bray Wyatt goes through the top of the cage.
Hell in a Cell to me, like, is cool, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty much just like at least with a cage match. You can consistently like slam people into the cage versus like Hell in a Cell where it just surrounds the apron area where it's like, okay, you're still in a cage and they don't really condone that you climb on top of it anymore. So really like, what's the gimmick?
Yeah.
That's not cool. They should do something like strap match would be cool.
That'd be pretty old school, man. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool where they're tied together and they have to like hit the 4 posts.
That could be pretty cool.
That could be really cool. Yeah, I don't see how John Cena loses that, but yeah, I think so. But yeah, that'd be a good match. I mean, I need something like that. Yeah, something gimmicky. I guess I don't think of a ladder match. Put that kid on a top, hanging from the top of the ring. John Cena has to save the kid, or Bray Wyatt releases the kid or something. Instead of a belt, they hang our Money in the Bank briefcase. They hang that kid, that creepy kid with the voice.
Why not even like Last Man Standing?
Oh, there you go. That'd be a good one too.
That would be because you'd have to knock him out. You would just have to pummel your opponent into submission to where they can't get up.
Yeah, or about I Quit match. We just say into the microphone, I quit. Imagine like Bray Wyatt screaming that, or imagine Bray Wyatt forcing John Cena to try to say that.
a You're Right match. You're right. You're right. Uncle.
Wait, didn't they do that before? Or that you just think of that? Or did this...
I don't know. I just made that up.
Maybe
they've done a You're Right match. I don't know. That'd be cool. Find it on the WWE network.
Yeah, probably. I Google that. Google that. Search on the WWE network.
You're right. Now that would be smart. So, tossing this out to our lovely folks that work at corporate. Hey, why not an I Quit match? The Bros Before Elbows endorsed that idea.
We endorse it. Put that rubber stamp. Once we get our rubber stamp, we endorse that with a rubber stamp.
Absolutely, a hot wax seal.
Wax, nice. Okay. All right.
That's official.
It is official, man.
We'll send it by Raven.
Not a bird. The actual the character Raven.
We'll send it by Raven.
Right, you drive this. You give him the letter, and you drive this Connecticut Raven wherever you are. Come up to Portland, pick it up, and then drive it. Okay. Last match to wrap up this podcast before the question of the day. Kane versus Daniel Bryan.
Ooh. At first, when I heard about the match, I was like, ah. But then when I saw all the promos leading up to it, I was like, ooh. And then I saw the match, and I was like, that's freaking rad.
It was a classic, man. A classic like ECW, Attitude Era, just like gimmick, beat him up with everything. Use the whole arena as your weapon. Use everything under the ring. Use the backing area. I thought it was really good, man. I had like low expectations going into this match because I haven't seen Kane do a good match in a while, and I didn't know how they were going to play this feud out. It was kind of hit or miss of like Kane coming from under the ring, trying to steal Brie Bella, and just like some gimmicky stuff, but I thought the match overall was it got an A or a B plus from me, man. I thought it was really cool. I think they squeezed everything they could squeeze out of that towel. Got everything, all the juice left out of it.
Man, I thought it was a great match. Good pace. Mm-hmm. Good use of weapons. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was great. There was one botch though.
What was the botch?
It was a sign botch.
Oh, I didn't see that. Wait, what happened?
So what happened? It was silly. It was silly. So Daniel Bryan goes and like takes the sign thing, the little guard thing on top of the announce tables, that hide like their notes and the monitors and stuff. Mm-hmm. So he takes the one off of the Spanish announce table and hits it with Kane. Uh-huh. And then he goes and he tries to rip off the one on the main announce table and just takes the laminated sign and not the actual holder itself. So when he goes, he just has this floppy plastic sign that he hits Kane with one time. He's like, screw this. And then he goes and rips off the other one.
I need a better weapon than a piece of floppy plastic.
Yeah, he's just like, meh. Just tries to hit him with it. And it just flops and bends. And it's like, that's not going to do any damage. But it was just funny. But other than that, though, man, it was cool, man. I thought for a second when they took it to the back, this is where it got cool, classic WWE style fight. Take it to the back, and freaking Kane. All right, so they go back behind the apron. Kane's going.
Well, before that, I like Kane threw him into the Titantron. Some of the lights went out, I guess, or something.
Yeah,
that was a nice little touch.
They take it. They're taking it to the back, and Kane just runs him and throws him, and he does kind of a forward flip thing into the sign or into the lights and stuff, and the lights just go out. Mm-hmm. And then he takes him into the back, and he's beating the crap out of Daniel Bryan. Daniel falls into this tub. This ice chest of water and stuff, gets out of it. Kane grabs a television, one of the TVs, and throws it at him, and it lands in the thing of water and just starts freaking out. It pops and hisses and stuff, and then the feed for the next 2 to 3 minutes, the camera just kept popping. So there was some audio thing that was screwing up because he fried something. So they're just beating the crap out of each other, and Daniel Bryan starts hitting Kane with a snow shovel out of nowhere.
Why was a snow shovel in somewhere in May?
I have no idea, dude. Oh, it was perfect though. So he winds up hitting him with the snow shovel a bunch of times, and then fighting back and forth. There's a car. And let's see what happens. So,
Bryan lands up on the hood of the car, and Kane was gonna hit him with a propane tank or something like that, like a helium tank or something, right?
Yeah. What happened was he gets basically Daniel Bryan does a flip into the car and breaks the windshield with his foot. Mm-hmm. And then Kane grabs this propane thing and throws it at him, and he dodges it, and then it goes through the windshield.
Dude, he threw it like a dart, man. I don't know how light that or how heavy that thing was, but he threw it like it was like a dart.
It was
it was
heavy. Crazy.
Dude, imagine. And like Bryant like barely got out of the way in time, dude. It was like perfectly timed, like how they had that. I was like, jeez.
I was like, that's freaky stuff. And then he rolls out of the way, and then Kane goes to punch him, and he punches out the side window
that was
of
funny.
a BMW. And then he reaches and then Daniel Bryan reaches in the back, finds a crowbar, and then he knocks out Kane. I thought it was a false count anywhere, so I thought Daniel Bryan was going to get in the forklift. There's a forklift there.
And like pin him under the forklift.
I thought he was going to pin him under. I was like, dude, if he doesn't do that right, he'd crush him. You know, I was like, no, that's a bad thought. That would kill him.
No murder.
Can't murder anybody on this pay-per-view, but he winds up putting him on the pallet and then raising him up because he's got to take him back to the ring. So that's when Kane winds up.
That forklift, dude, was like so slow though.
It was perfect. That was like I was thinking the whole time I'm watching this, like, this is definitely a very, like, just kind of those cool, like, you know, Raw moments, or like a WrestleMania moment, or a pay-per-view moment where they'll go back and be like,
top 10 forklift moments in WWE history.
Like a silly thing that they do in the match, and that was perfect, you know. And then Kane winds up getting dumped, and I thought that was going to be the end of the match. I thought when he brought that in and does the diving headbutt, that was going to be 1, 2, 3. But no, man, Kane winds up kicking out, and they're still
that diving headbutt, man. Note on that, dude. That was like, Kane was like on the complete opposite side of the ring, man. I didn't think Bryan was gonna make it, dude. Like they showed, like they pulled back the visual, or like on the replay, dude. He cleared the whole ring, man. It's perfect. Perfect for Bryan.
That was a perfect headbutt, dude.
Yeah,
that was a perfect prime headbutt. And then the last gimmick, the last spot of the match was get the table, and he pours the gasoline on it, and then those two were fighting back and forth, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then Kane falls through the table, and then there's a dude immediately there just like showering him with you know, the fire extinguisher, which I'm like, oh my gosh. So he gets blasted, and then just, you know, the match is over. He hits the flying knee, which was a perfect spot. He rolls in the ring. He's all disoriented. He was just on fire. It gets a knee to the face. 1, 2, 3, and then he still stands up afterward. You know, after the match, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude! Like, what a monster.
It's not over. And then, I thought it was a cool ending because he hit the knee. Next night on Raw, Stephanie said he's gonna give Bryan and Brie the night off because they were traumatized from last night and stuff. So they're about to get in their car, and Stephanie's like, oh wait, after this match. So she books a match of Daniel Bryan versus Alberto Del Rio, of all people. A pretty good match, pretty decent. Alberto Del Rio hit some of his spots. Daniel Bryan hit some of his spots. Daniel Bryan wins by submission with the yes lock. So as Bryan starts to celebrate in the ring, Kane's music hits, and Bryan runs to the back because he's going to check on Brie. Brie's in the car, so they're going to drive off or whatever. Bryan looks under the hood of the car because the car wouldn't start, and then Kane appears inside the car somehow. I guess he was in the back seat the whole time or something, creepily, sitting back there. So Bryan drags him out and starts beating up Kane. Kane slams Kane onto the car. Bryan makes it back into the car. He shucks Kane off the car, and they peel away. And Kane sits up and just looks at them. So he does classic sit up, the Kane Undertaker sit up. Dude. So he just stares down Bryan and Brie as they drive off in the car. So. This feud's continuing, I guess. So
good, man. This is a good feud. I dig it, dude. The Kane Daniel Bryan. I
think it's good, man. I think it just shows. They have all that beef from it because they were a tag team for so long, and they were such an awesome tag team. This two opposites attract tag team, and they never really had to get to a chance to really have a blow off feud of that because Kane went to corporate Kane, and Bryan went on his little run, and Kane went on a little vacation, and then came back as corporate Kane. So. Yeah, man. So I think they're having it out, and I think it's good, man. I think it's really good. I was impressed by everything they did, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next with this feud. Because, man, Monster Kane, I loved corporate Kane. I loved his stock market tips and his Bitcoin investments. But the Monster Kane, man, they brought him back with a vengeance, and it's cool, man. It's cool seeing Daniel Bryan tackle a monster.
Absolutely. I love it, dude. I love where it's going. I dig it, dude. Double seal of approval.
Oh, another wax it or whatever you say. Whatever you do.
Man, dunk it in wax.
Don't get it in wax. It's official for Bros for Elbows. Get it notarized officially.
There we go.
There you go. So,
We should
good
answer
show.
this question of the day.
Question of the day. Let's think about question of the day because Mother's Day on Sunday. Let's say you're invited to the McMahon household up in Connecticut, and you're there. It's a casual observer. You bring some flowers for Miss McMahon for Linda. But what do Vince, Shane, Stephanie, and Triple H buy Linda for Mother's Day? What are your best guesses?
Oh man.
I'll do Vince. I think Vince gives Linda the WWE Network, a subscription to the WWE Network. Not like a lifelong subscription, just like a 6-month subscription, because he's Vince and he's always pushing his product.
That's very true. That's very true. I would say that Shane gives Linda.
That's a tough one. I think that's the toughest one.
Dang, man. Well, he hasn't been in it for so long.
I know, man. I think he just gives a.
He probably just gets her some really nice perfume.
Yeah.
And
I think he didn't know. Here's what Shane does. I just thought of it. He gives, like, remember when you're like 9 or 10, you give your parents like a coupon book of stuff you could do. Shane gives it to him in crayons, and she gets one free like lunch date with Shane and Linda to have or something like that. Like coupon or like one free like phone chat or like movie night with him and Shane and Linda. And he gives it a coupon book and a coloring book. Drawn of crayons.
I would say that Stephanie McMahon takes Linda to the gym and Triple H takes her out for a pedicure and manicure.
There you go. I can see Stephanie being all hardcore because she's super like hardcore into fitness now. And because I think Triple H gives a DVD of his best of Triple H or something like that. There you go, mother-in-law. The best of Evolution, or it gives her an Evolution shirt, like an oversized Evolution shirt, because this came out with a new Evolution shirt. It's oversized, so she can wear it as jammy jams.
That's funny. I got you a T-shirt.
Yeah, T-shirts at XXX, so you wear it to bed.
Oh my goodness.
Good times in the McMahon household. It sounds like so. Yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks for our newest sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just gonna say, hey, this is cool. The more I'm like seeing this, and the more I'm digging into this. This Forefathers of Portland Wrestling thing, this is gonna be really cool. It's a feature length documentary of the historic roots of Portland wrestling and the Pacific Northwest Wrestling Hall of Fame. That's really cool. There's a ton of videos on the YouTube page, and that's actually you can find at Legit Pro Wrestling. So to check out a lot of these videos, you just look up Legit Pro Wrestling, and these guys are helping us out. And hey, they're the ones bringing you the episode today. You know? Yeah.
So thanks to them, man. Go check them out. Give them a follow on Twitter. Like them on Facebook, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And speaking of, check out our Facebook page. Check out our Twitter page. You know, keep the comments coming. Keep the roll going.
Keep the likes coming. Keep the retweets and all that good stuff.
Yeah, this is so much fun. And we're getting closer to our goals. You know, every episode's a new one.
Yeah, iTunes coming up soon here, and then the works. That's on the underground website.
We were a lot closer today than we were before. It's complicated. There's a lot of, and I'm kind of a nerdy techie dude, but some of this crap is just like, what the fudge? What the hell? What is? These youngins, what the hell what?
They should get off our lawn. Yeah, I agree. They should get off our lawn and get us some sweet tea.
Oh man! But either way, so we got some good advice, got some stuff cooking, and yeah. So the just keep listening to the show and love it. We love you guys.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out. We're all friends. We're all friends in this. So good times.
Yeah, episode 15.
15.0. Go elbow drop your mama. No, give her a hug. Just kidding.
Peace.
Peace.